my first memory of gaming ever was actually playing Atari with my brother at our cousin's house, and it was this game called Space Invaders, which ages me, by the way. I got into the industry in 2012 when Kabam recruited me, which I didn't know much about the company at the time. They were just getting started in mobile gaming, and that was really when mobile gaming was getting big. And it was a really exciting time to join them. They had the top grossing app at the time. And yeah, I remember interviewing there and being super intimidated because it was the most quantitative group I'd ever spoke to. And when they made me the offer, I remember speaking to my husband and saying that I should take it because I was half scared to do it. And those always seem like good decisions in the long run. In the moment it feels scary, but then it's good. Today I work for Warner Brothers Games, which is awesome because we have some of the biggest IPs in the world, and I'm Vice President of Publishing and Analytics. So my team basically manages distribution for our games, and there's tons of roles. It's everything from customer service to user acquisition to analytics, and I'm really proud of the fact that it's diverse, not just women, but it is inclusive of a lot of different backgrounds and people from all different places. I would say in the beginning, I wouldn't necessarily notice things myself. It would be sort of ex post facto, where I'd reflect on a situation and think, oh, that might not have been fair. And maybe a colleague would say, I think it's because you're a woman. And, that I think it's really interesting that even though if you don't personally feel slighted, to be aware of your environment and how certain biases might be perceived about you and affecting your work and your career. So I'm definitely more conscious of that, especially when I'm in a room full of men. But Warner Brothers has a ton of women in really powerful roles. Our CFO is a woman. I am often in meetings where there's more women than men. So I can't say that I feel it these days. I just try to be aware of it. It's super important to have diversity in the workforce, not just for women, but to be inclusive of everybody, because everybody's life experiences, especially when those are diverse within a group, make you better thinkers and problem solvers, and that's really what my org is great at. I manage my org as family first because, again, it goes back to that point about riding with people through life. I've found that when people aren't spiteful about being at work, because look, if your kid's sick and you don't have care, there is no worse feeling than being at work. You're not going to get good work out of that person that day. I found the best loyalty and the best work come out of people that feel they had the freedom to do both things, which is your family and work. I have so many role models in this industry, and it is an area that I feel super lucky in. Success is definitely like half luck and half what you do. My boss today, Steve Chang, he's awesome. He's, one of those leaders that people follow, and he's just a very kind person. But it's really interesting because he's kind, but then he'll ask you the hardest question that you didn't think of on something. And I learn the most from people like that are humble, really smart, but sort of set the tone for their orgs and companies that kind of center around being decent, are the people that I tend to gravitate towards. So for women looking to get into gaming, I would say be fearless. It's a massive industry with global reach, and there are so many jobs you can have that that are multifaceted, right? Like you can make games, you can make art, you can love spreadsheets, you can love science. We have literally astrophysicists that work here, all the way to, people that are artists. So, there's something for everybody, and don't be intimidated, especially for women. There's lots of women that work in gaming, and we'll look out for you.